And now to the battle over Twitter. Earlier, we explained why a potential sale could impact society. Well, now let's break down the business interests that could shape this deal. Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk laying out his vision for buying the social network.
A good sign as to whether there's free speech is someone you don't like allowed to say something you don't like. And if that is the case, then we have free speech. And it's damn annoying when someone you don't like says something you don't like. That is a sign of a healthy, functioning, free speech situation.
In fact, when it comes to free speech, the reason we're seeing so many videos online from Ukraine and connecting with people there is because Elon Musk moved Starlink, his satellite-based internet system, there so Ukrainians can access the internet. But when it comes to Twitter, as Axios puts it, no single company does more to drive moment-to-moment political conversation. Twitter is politicians' first stop for breaking news and shaping views. Well, columnist Max Boot tweeted that he's, quote, concerned about what Musk's takeover bid means not just for Twitter, but for our democracy. Anyone who thinks the problem with social media is too much content moderation rather than too little should not own one of the most powerful platforms. Boot works for the Washington Post, so radio host Joe Cunningham said, lots of people at a newspaper owned by Jeff Bezos are really concerned about a billionaire buying Twitter. Meantime, one of Facebook's co-founders writing, Twitter is considering a poison pill to thwart Musk's offer. They would rather self-immolate than give up their censorship programs. This shows you how deeply committed they are to Orwellian control of the narratives and global discourse. And Musk himself responding, quote, if the current Twitter board takes actions contrary to shareholder interests, they would be breaching their fiduciary duty. The liability they would thereby assume would be titanic in scale. Now, that poison pill option means shareholders can purchase more shares at a discount, diluting Musk's ownership. In fact, the Wall Street Journal reports Musk was just bumped off of Twitter's largest shareholder, asset manager Vanguard, now owning more than 10% of the company. Bitcoin entrepreneur Nick Carter writing, I don't think the regime will allow Elon to control the most important media organization out there. It's not about money. It's about a corporate entity that is an outsourced and fully cooperative arm of the state. Well, in fact, a Fox Business reporter posted the SEC and the Justice Department just now launched a joint investigation into Musk's regulatory issues, primarily involving Tesla. Now, to break this Twitter shakeup down for us in greater detail, let's bring in Carl Szabo. He's Vice President and General Counsel for NetChoice. Carl, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning.
So there's been a lot of back and forth over the last couple days between Musk and Twitter. What do you make of this latest proposal, your reaction to his offer to buy this outright?
Okay, first of all, I feel like I'm watching an episode of Billions play out in real life. This is the type of financial transactions you typically see on TV or on cable, and it's quite interesting. So let me break it down. Elon Musk came in with what was called somewhat called a bear hug, where he makes an offer so attractive that the board of Twitter has to accept it. Remember, the board of Twitter does not work for Twitter. It works for the shareholders of Twitter. So the purpose of the board is to maximize value for Twitter's shareholders. So Elon Musk came in with an offer that was, he thought, so attractive that the board had to accept it. And now what we're seeing is kind of the political machinations within the company of Twitter, within the board, to figure out how do we retain control with respect to a board level. Is this buyout the best interest of the business? And how do we, if we want to prevent it, engage in such threats as like a poison pill that you described?
Yeah, it's a tough situation for the board because, well, they see the writing on the wall and they see what the changes that could come under ownership of Elon Musk. In fact, in the filing, Musk stated the company will neither thrive nor serve the societal imperative in its current form. Twitter needs to be transformed as a private company. So that's definitely insight into what he plans to do. So what would Twitter look like, Carl, as a private company under Elon Musk?
I mean, that's exactly the thing. The way any publicly traded corporation operates, it is beholden to the shareholders. So Elon Musk, if he takes it to be a private corporation, basically he can do whatever he wants. Now, private corporations are not new to America. HEB is a privately owned corporation. Koch Industries, privately owned corporation. So just because it is privately owned doesn't mean it's necessarily bad or good. But Elon Musk then can do whatever he wants with it. He can decide, we'll let everything go on content moderation. advertisers and other concerns be damned, or he can go in the other direction. He can become more restrictive. But it's going to be really intriguing because one of the big challenges that faces any social media platform is content moderation at scale. When I tweet, I want it up there as soon as I hit the go button. And in order for Twitter to maintain the interests of its users and its advertisers, it needs to engage in a lot of content moderation. Sometimes we like it, sometimes we don't. But if Elon Musk takes it private and is willing to just have the company immolate if necessary, then he'll see the effects of that decision.
Now, let's talk about content moderation. In your view, what's the right amount? How do you draw the line? At what point does it become irresponsible to just let anybody put anything out there and let that, because what happens is not just the original message, right? It's that then people share it, and then, it's like a game of telephone, right? And then things get distorted down the road. So where do you draw the line? How do you manage content moderation on a platform like Twitter?
That's always been the challenge with social media platforms, is content moderation at scale. Now, when we're talking about little content moderation, such as, my son says something inappropriate, I can engage in content moderation right then and there. It's a one-off situation. But what we're talking about is millions of posts going up instantly almost every hour. And so there's a lot of lawful but awful content that we don't want to see on these platforms. Child predation, child grooming, perhaps certain types of terrorist recruitment, certain types of truly horrible speech that we don't want. Stuff like fake news coming out of Russia with RT or Sputnik. Maybe we don't want that up there. That's content moderation at scale. Now, one of the things is it's important to remember, Elon Musk started by connecting people. That's how he made his initial amount of money. He created a platform to connect people called PayPal. So it's going to be really intriguing to see what his brain can be used to leverage and do content moderation at scale with respect to Twitter.
This made-for-TV move, as you referred to it when we first brought you in here, by Elon Musk, do you think this was his plan all along? Do you think, his first, buying of the shares and then the whole dance with I'm on the board, I'm off the board, was the plan from the get-go, I'm going to buy this thing outright and run this company how I want to run it?
Well, I think the first rule when it comes to Elon Musk is you can't predict Elon Musk. He's just unpredictable. But looking to the real question, I truly believe he thought he was going to just go onto the board. They pulled out the chair. They offered him that board seat, but it came with too many strings attached, too many contingencies, too many restrictions on what he wanted to do for the company. And he just said no. And being the richest man on the planet, he decided to put forth an offer to make this acquisition. Now, remember, after he announced his 9% shareholding, he was able to implement some moderate changes already at Twitter, such as the edit button, which is now available on tweets. So I don't think Elon Musk wanted to stop there. His grandiose vision for Twitter was encumbered by the restrictions to be on the board. And now he says, you know what? Rather than be encumbered, rather than be limited, let's go whole hog and let's do a full acquisition.
All right, Carl Szabo, we're going to keep watching this, as I'm sure you will stay on top of developments as well. Hopefully we can have you back. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.